I first got into Krishna consciousness through Sacred Lounge. A devotee stopped me on the street. I'm a curious person by nature, so I was like, okay, let's see what he's saying. And then I was curious about the cosmos. I was curious about what their answers were about the multiverse, about different dimensions, planets, where we come from. And the wealth of knowledge that they had and detail they had really got my curiosity excited. And I just sort of started asking questions about that. And then I was very interested in the philosophy of just like their general outlook and the philosophy in terms of conflict resolution. How do we resolve our problems in our life when it comes to friends, family, sort of people you meet on the street you don't even know? How do we rectify? How do we find balance? How do we forgive? How do we set boundaries? How do we pull back? When do we know when to pull back? What is forgiveness? Is it just, oh, okay, it's okay, and then something else happens? Oh, it's okay. Like, what is it exactly? How does it manifest in the physical world? And I really wanted to know, what about this situation? What do you do in this situation? What do you do about in this situation? So that was something that I was very, very interested in at first. As I sort of started asserting these boundaries and trying to implement some of the basic principles, so they have this thing where you don't eat meat, you chant a certain amount of rounds, you stay away from intoxication, you don't gamble. There's these sort of basic principles, minimal principles. So I started trying to implement them in my life. I'm not perfect at these things. I don't always stick to them, but I do have a minimum that I will do every single day. So I will chant 16 rounds every day, and I don't eat meat. That I stick to almost religiously. I do it every single day now. And I'm confident that I'm not going to, one day I can't be bothered or I'm going to slip into temptation. I'm pretty confident that I can keep those two things up now for at least the rest of my life. And as I started moving away from what can I get out of this? How can I benefit from this? And started moving away from that into the area of, let me just try to do something that goes against my better nature or goes against things that I like and I desire, that actually requires some level of commitment that is uncomfortable. After a little while, I started really feeling the benefits of committing to a spiritual practice, trying to do something that goes against your desires. It builds up this discipline that's within you. And then I started understanding things from a whole new perspective, or you could say that not a whole new perspective, but like something was opened. There was a new insight that I gained after when throughout this whole process. Really, there wasn't like a point where I was like, boom. It was just like, it was a gradual process where my mind was getting more, my consciousness was expanding. I was thinking about things in a different way. I'm not perfect, I'm not a saint. So having that spiritual practice where I can go somewhere and reset and recharge. And it's not even a case of having to go to the temple to reset and charge, even though that